If you've ever tried reaching out to your ideal clients or people that you would love to work with, and you've just not had the response that you wanted to have, there are probably only 3 things that are keeping you stuck. In this video, I want to talk you through a system and an idea that will allow you to get a much better response from people that you've never worked with or that you don't know, and enroll more clients for your creative business. I've had the privilege of working with award-winning designers, internationally recognized photographers, and just some incredible creative business owners over the last 6 or 7 years. And one of the things that I've been fascinated with is the way that they think about themselves and the way they think about their business, and how that has the tendency to often limit them and often actually prevent them from achieving a lot of the things that they want in their business. Now, I'm a big advocate of the power of mindset and the way that our thinking can actually determine the types of results that we get in our life, whether it's in our business, whether it's in our relationships, whether it's in our finances. And I would argue that 80% of the results that we get in our life and business are determined by how we think about those things, and 20% of the results are determined by what we actually do. And so I want to introduce you to a framework and to a concept that I think is going to really help you if you've been reaching out to people, or even if you've wanted to reach out to people in order to get more work and to get more business, whether that's cold emailing, whether that's through LinkedIn and social media, whether that's going to networking events, and get you a much better response rate and actually change the kind of results that you're getting with that active kind of outreach and that active communication. So when I'm working with creative business owners, when I'm working with agencies, we talk about this concept of limiting beliefs. And a limiting belief is really just something that is preventing you from getting the result that you want, a pattern of thinking or a way of thinking that is preventing you from getting the result that you want. And having done lots of outreach myself, having grown a coaching business, to multiple 6 figures in the early days, from really just reaching out to people that I'd never met before to form partnerships and to, get clients, I know for a fact that these 3 things will come up for most people. These 3 ways of thinking, these 3 concepts and these 3 strategies will be blockers for most people. And these are mistakes that I see all the time when we're working with our clients. So the reason this relates to limiting beliefs is because it's not necessarily that they're saying the wrong things in these outreach messages. It's often to do with the way that they're thinking about what they say and what they do. And so if we're going to get the results we want, we kind of have to break through these limiting beliefs. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about limiting beliefs in general terms. In fact, what I'm about to share with you, we've actually got a guide, we've got a system that we use with our clients, and you can actually grab that for free if you want. I'm gonna give that away in today's video. There's a link down below this video, which actually links to something that we call the limiting belief crusher. And this is actually a framework and a workbook that you can use in your life, whether it be in business, in relationships, whatever it is. And this actually has created transformation for people. So I'm not gonna dig down into that massively today, but if you wanna learn more about that, then you can grab our free guide. I will just quickly talk you through the concept of beliefs and kind of how they're formed and how they relate to outreach and getting more of your ideal clients, because I think it's important to understand this framework. So this is something that I've been teaching for a while. It's something I created called the momentum map. And I call it the momentum map because it's literally one thing feeds into the next, and it can create momentum either negatively or positively. So we all have beliefs. It starts up here in the top left-hand corner. We all have beliefs about ourselves, about the world, about other people. And those beliefs tend to kind of inform how we feel about that thing. I'm going to give you 3 really tangible examples that relate directly to outreach getting higher value clients and winning your dream clients in a minute. But let me just take something not related to business so that we can use this as an example. So let's say you have the belief right now that you aren't an attractive person, right? So imagine you have the belief that you're not an attractive person. How does that make you feel? Well, it probably doesn't make you feel great. Maybe it makes you feel kind of unconfident. Maybe it makes you have kind of low self-esteem. Maybe it makes you feel a bit shy. Maybe it makes you feel not too good about yourself. So if you think about that as a concept, if there's somebody who feels quite shy and underconfident and not very great about themselves, if they go into, I don't know, a bar, or if they go to a social event or something like that, how do you think they're going to show up to that social event? How do you think they're going to come across? What's their body language going to be like? What are their words going to be like? What sort of actions are they taking? Well, if you think about it, think about anybody you know like that, they're probably not going to start many conversations with people, right? They might kind of hide away a bit. They might just stick to people that they know. If they saw someone that they found attractive, they probably wouldn't approach them. They would probably avoid other people. And so the result they get is they don't get anyone who's particularly interested in them, right? Because if you're acting in that way and you're being shy and whatever, maybe even if someone does engage with you and you believe you're attractive, you're not attractive, you'll tell yourself, well, that person's never going to be attracted to me, and so you won't even ask them for a drink, or you won't even make any kind of advance on them, right? So what that means is you probably don't get that many opportunities with people that you find attractive. And so what that does is it reinforces the belief that you're not attractive. And that's why we call it the momentum map, because it goes round and round and round, and it just reinforces our beliefs. It's called cognitive bias. It just keeps us where we are. And that's why most of us will have the same kind of beliefs for years and years and years, because our brain finds the evidence. And even if we're presented with evidence that's outside of that belief, because the belief is so strong, we tend to dismiss that evidence as one-off, right? So let's take something extreme. UFOs are a big topic right now. If you are an avid believer that there are UFOs and we're not alone in this universe, you will find lots of evidence to support this, because there is actually evidence out there to support that, right? And you'll find clips on the internet, you'll find this person that said that, blah, blah. Now, if you avidly believe that it's all a load of rubbish and there's no such thing as UFOs, then any of that evidence that comes to you, you will find ways to prove or to see that that was fake, someone manipulated that footage, or that's just the government doing X, Y, and Z. And that's why people have these conversations, because they believe so strongly that that thing is true, and so therefore they feel confident in that, they feel a particular way, which means they act, they wouldn't maybe look at YouTube channels that say UFOs exist. They wouldn't maybe watch documentaries on UFOs, because they're like, no, just dismiss it. That's the action they're taking. The result they get is they don't see any evidence that aligns with their belief, and that continues to fuel it. So, as I said, if you want to understand the power of beliefs and limiting beliefs and how they affect your life and business, it's a huge topic, and I will do another video on that. But for now, you can grab the workbook in the link below, and you can actually work through that yourself and just kind of uncover and see if there are any beliefs in your business or even in your relationships or your personal life that might be kind of holding you back. But today I want to talk about beliefs in the context of outreach, in the context of finding higher value clients, in the context of actually getting more of what you want, because this is the thing that I see over and over again. And there are actually only really three main, what I would call limiting beliefs or ways of thinking that prevent us from getting better results from our outreach and finding higher value clients. So I'm going to talk to you about them right now. The first one is this concept of passive versus active. Having worked with lots of incredible creatives who have incredible portfolios of work and have worked with big brands, one of the key beliefs that they have is that my work should speak for itself, right? It's like, if my work is good enough, then people will just find me. And once I get to a certain stage of my career, everybody should just be coming to us. And this is one of the most dangerous beliefs that you can have when you're growing your business, because it will stop you from actually reaching out to people who could be potential partners, who could be incredible clients, who could be just people that are a perfect fit for your business, right? So this is a really kind of fundamental principle that if you want to get more of the work that you love, you actually have to actively go out there and find it. And there's so many good examples of this. You only need to look at some of the world's biggest brands that everybody knows. McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Tesla, Virgin, like whoever you think it is. And you can see them continuously spending millions and millions of pounds a year on advertising, getting in front of their audience, getting in front of their clients, saying, hey, don't forget our product, it exists, and pushing on people, right? And the reason that they do that is because it's so important to continually be engaging with your ideal clients, with your target clients, right? It's not enough just to sit back and try and let this work speak for itself. So that brings me to my first big idea of active versus passive. So let me just kind of give you the definition of what I consider to be active versus passive. So when I talk about active communication, I'm talking about going to networking events, going to things where you know your ideal clients are going to be, going to places where you know that the kind of people you want to connect with are hanging out. That's actively making an effort to engage with people. Reaching out via email, via LinkedIn, via social media, actually saying, hey, nice to meet you, what's your name? And actively engaging with conversations with the people that you may be able to help and that may be your ideal clients. Engaging with people who comment on your feed, engaging with people who like your posts. You know, how often do you actually take the time to look at the people that have liked an Instagram post or a LinkedIn post or whatever it is, and actually go and reach out to them and say, hey, thanks for liking that content. What was it that sparked your interest, or what specifically did you like about that, right? Actually engaging, starting conversations with people. And then the final one is email marketing. And when I say email marketing, in the context of active communication, I'm not actually just talking about bombarding your whole list with like an email, hey, do you need websites? One of the things that we do is when people join our email list, and you can test this out for yourself, and hopefully this doesn't backfire on this video, but when people download something and they become part of our email list, we'll actually ask them questions and people reply. And me and my team, we actually have conversations with people. We actually reply manually to those emails and say, hey, thanks for downloading this. Tell me more about your business. And we actively engage in those conversations, right? We don't just kind of be like, oh, they're on our list now, so they're just gonna get a load of our emails and hopefully they'll like them. So it's really important to actively engage with people. So that's the difference between active and passive communication. We find that most people are kind of 80% passive and 20% active. And we really want to swap those numbers around. We really want to be 80% active. We actively want to be getting out there every single day, and 20% passive. We still want to be doing the passive communication. Most people are relying on word of mouth. Most people are relying on referrals to grow their business. They're letting other people do the communication for them. They're letting other people find them through their website and fill out forms and et cetera, et cetera. You know, people, if you've got some SEO, great. If you're being found, that's good. We want to keep that, right? And it's good that word of mouth and direct inquiries are working for you, because if they weren't, then it might mean that you're not very good at what you do, right? Or people aren't happy with this level of service. So these things are good, but we really wanted this to be the 20%. If we want to grow a business, right? If you just want to kind of coast, then that's fine. But if you actually want to grow a business, you want to have more people that want to work with you than capacity to help people. So what Daniel Priestley calls oversubscribed. If you want to have that, if you want to have a flow of opportunities, then you have to switch these things around. You have to be 20% passive and 80% active. So that's the first big idea. That's the first shift in thinking that we need to make. The second shift in thinking, and this is usually the the next thing that comes up for people when they get active and they actually get out into the world is they say to me, you know, Matt, this is great. I do want to be more active. I do want to get out there, but I just feel salesy. I just feel spammy. I just feel like, you know, I'm going to go to this networking event and hand out business cards. I just don't want to be that person. And I get it, right? No one wants to be that person. No one wants to be Wolf of Wall Street, sell me this pen. No one wants to be picking up the phone and bothering people, especially not creatives. So we've got to switch our mindset from selling to serving, right? Because selling is, hey, I do this thing, do you want it? Serving is like, hey, what problem or challenge do you have right now? And maybe I can suggest some ways that you can solve it, right? And that's the key difference, is that we actually, in order to be active and not be salesy, what we have to do is we have to stop talking about what we sell. So stop talking about our services like web design and branding and you know, social media marketing and all of the stuff that we do as creatives. We need to stop talking about that, because the only people that that's attracting are people who are currently looking for that thing. And I'll tell you a little bit more about this in a minute, but I won't go too deep. Serving is about understanding that there's someone out there right now who has a problem or a challenge or a goal or a desire that you can help with, right? And we have to take ourselves out of the mindset of we just build websites, because there's so much more that you can offer people. So this concept of selling versus serving is about engaging with people actively and just trying to identify what they actually want, what they actually are struggling with right now, what are their frustrations, what are their fears, and just being human to human, starting conversations with them. And this is one of the most important things, and this is one of the biggest mindset shifts that I had to have to grow my agency, but also to grow a kind of coaching and consulting business, because not a lot of people are waking up in the middle of the night thinking, oh God, I need a business coach, right? One of the biggest shifts I had to have was that I needed to be detached from the outcome. So I needed to go out there and be active, but if I wasn't the person that could help them, then it was okay to say, I can't help you, but I know someone that can. Or I'm not sure if I can help you, but I know a really great book that you should read. Or I know a great article that you should read, or a video you should watch, and just genuinely be helpful and genuinely be somebody who cares and wants to help, even if my specific service isn't a good fit for you right now. And that is the difference between selling something to somebody and serving them. Is the salesperson is always trying to get their agenda in. They're always trying to filter those problems through the thing that they sell, and they're always trying to get them to buy this thing. Serving is really about just helping people to get clarity on their problems and present some solutions and some ideas and some things that might be able to help them. If one of those things is what you do and you genuinely believe you can help that person, then great, talk about that. But if it's not, it's also okay to just be like, I'm not the person for you. And if you can go out and if you can show up in your network as that person, as the problem solver who genuinely cares and has that person's best interest at heart, you will skyrocket your business, because what you're creating is a network of advocates. You're creating a network of people who are having positive interactions and positive experiences with you, and you'll have more opportunity than you can handle. So I just really want to talk about for 2 seconds, and then we'll wrap this video up with the final thing, which is one of the most important. I just want to talk about the decision-making process. Now, I'm not going to go deep into this, because again, this could be a whole video on its own. But what's important to understand is that when we're making a considered purchase, we all go through these 6 stages. We start where we're not really aware that we've even got a problem, or we're satisfied with the thing that we've got. Then we become aware because something happens, maybe that thing breaks or there's a need that we identify. Then we decide we're actually going to take action. I'm going to do something about this, right? I'm going to invest time, money, and energy to fix this problem. So we go out into the market and we look at, hey, what should we do about this problem, right? Then we make a purchase based on a few different factors, and then we review that purchase, right? We think, oh, was that definitely the right thing to do, okay? So we're all going through this when it's a considered purchase. Now, if you're going out into the world and you're just talking about what you sell, then you're only actually engaging with people at stage 4 who are aware that they need that thing and they're currently assessing the options, right? Should I go with this person or that person? And the problem with these people is they're assessing predominantly on time, price, and quality. Quality, should be a T in there somewhere. Time, price, and quality, right? And so we get sucked into this good, fast, cheap trap. We're always being compared to other people. We're always trying to do things price competitively, and it's just a race to the bottom. So really, when we're being active, we want to be engaging with people at stage 1 and 2, and we want to be focusing on really getting to understand their problems and being able to articulate those problems better than they can. Because when we can do that, consciously or unconsciously, those people give us permission or credit us with having the solution. And that's really the difference here, is that we're not just going out selling stuff to people, we're engaging with our ideal clients, people we really want to help, people that we think are cool, that align with our values, and we're just having human-to-human conversations and understanding what's going on in their world and genuinely wanting to help them. And so that's the difference between selling and serving, and that's the second big idea. So let me talk to you about the final big idea, and this is something that if you do the first two and you miss this last one, you can still come unstuck. So the final big idea is that the fortune is in the follow-up. And this is massive, right? Because often, especially when we're in this way of thinking or this belief that maybe we're bothering people or we're being salesy, if someone doesn't reply to a message, we automatically assume that they're not interested. But there could be 1,000,001 other reasons why they haven't replied. Maybe it landed in their spam folder, maybe they haven't seen it, maybe they're busy, maybe they've got personal stuff going on right now, maybe all of the above. And so I genuinely believe that if you know you have the ability to help somebody, and you know you're good at what you do and you create great results for your clients, then it's actually your duty to go out there and engage with people, but more importantly, follow up until you get a response. Because it's okay, they can say no, now you know, that's absolutely fine, right? But if they say yes, and there's someone you've helped there, you've actually changed someone's business or changed someone's life because they're there struggling with that thing. So this is big, and this is a massive shift that I've had for me. And you know, I've got lots of great case studies, which I didn't include here because I didn't want this to be about our program and how we work with clients and all of these things. But I just love it when clients say to me, I was about to give up on this and I sent one last message and they apologized that they hadn't got back, and they were really grateful for our time, and we ended up working with them and they became one of our best clients. And it's happened to me. I've genuinely got like thousands of pounds worth of business simply from sending a second or third email or picking up the phone just saying, hey, I'm not sure if you saw this, or you expressed an interest in this and we sent you a few messages but you didn't reply. And it's amazing. Like, we've literally had some of our best clients from that. And I don't worry about bothering people anymore because I'm serving, I'm not selling, right? If it's not a good fit or there's not something that we can help them with, it's absolutely fine. I'm not there to pressure them into something. I just want to get a yes or a no. So here are some facts, right? That we all know this because they apply to us. People are busy, right? We're busy getting on with our lives. We're busy with all the different things that are happening in our business. And oftentimes when we're at stage 2 of that decision-making process and we've identified something that is a bit uncomfortable, it's a bit painful, it's very easy to just try and sweep it under the carpet or forget about it and focus on more shiny objects. And so often people are hiding away from these really important problems that they need to solve, that if they don't do something about it in the next 3, 6, 12, 18 months, it's going to become massive, and it might even become insurmountable. It might even become irreversible. So really there's like people heading off the edge of the waterfall, and it's our duty to keep tapping them on the shoulder and reminding them that that's where they're going, right? So I really do believe that, as I said before, if you know you can help someone, it is your duty to help them. And if you can show up as that person that just genuinely wants to help, and you get over all of the other stuff around money and all of the stuff which I don't have time to go into right now, but that workbook is actually great for, because you will have, I promise you will have limiting beliefs or things that are keeping you stuck, whether it's around how much you charge or what it means to take money from someone in exchange for a service. We all have it. You know, we have to work through it in order to grow our business. But really, just your duty to actually help someone and really get them just clarity on their problems. and actually give them some direction is massive. And if you can show up as that person, your whole business will change. We've actually found, doing the research, that 60% of replies come in the third or fourth message. How crazy is that, right? So this works in lots of different ways. Sometimes, it'll happen to people watching this video. They'll go and download that workbook and they'll see something they like and they'll inquire and they'll say, I want to have a chat with your team. I want to hear how you work with creative agencies. I want to understand if you can help us. So they'll genuinely express an interest in working with us, and then they'll just go silent, right? And so sometimes we'll send a follow-up and nothing, and then we'll send a second message, hey, just checking that you're still interested in this, and nothing. It's only until the third one where we say, hey, we're going to assume that you're not interested in this anymore and stop reaching out, that they then actually come back and say, no, like I am interested, I've just been busy, this has been happening, that's been happening. And again, some of those people have become our best clients, right? So what you need to know is sometimes you won't even get a reply until the third or fourth message that you send. And all I want to know, I'm not there to try and sell somebody something. All I want to know is, are they interested in this or not? And if the answer is no, then that's absolutely fine. We can stop reaching out because now we know that they're not interested, right? And the thing is, through this process, you will have to get no's. You have to get comfortable with getting people saying, no, that's okay. Because yeses and nos, they give you clarity. They allow you to move forward or to not move forward. The danger is the maybes or the people that just ignore you, because that's just time. That's wasting time. Oh, maybe this person will reply, or they'll let me know in a certain amount of months or whatever. Like, we're just kind of wasting our time and energy on that. What we really want is just a clear, yeah, I'd love to hear about the next step. I'd love to hear about where we go from here. Or yes, I'm really interested in getting help with this challenge or this goal. Or no, right now this isn't for me. And that's absolutely fine. And you don't need to take it personally, because this isn't about you. It's about them and their problems and their situation. So I hope this video has given you some clarity about what's really standing in your way and some of the things that may be blocking you when it comes to reaching your ideal clients, engaging with your ideal clients, getting more work from being active and communicating. So just remember, there are 3 big shifts that we need to make in order to get more work that we love, more work that gives us fulfillment, more work that pays us what we're worth. Number 1 is that we have to be active more than we are passive. We have to go out there. If you want to win the work that you want to be doing, the clients that you love, you actively have to be going out there and creating those relationships, right? Second thing is, we want to do that by serving, not selling. So not going out and just bothering people and sending them lots of cold emails about how great our website design is. We want to be starting human-to-human conversations about their problems, their challenges, their goals, their aspirations, their fears, getting to know them and what's going on in their world. And we work with our clients on something called an irresistible offer, and I have talked about this before. If you Google my name, an irresistible offer, one of the things we do is actually help them for free up front. Not work for free. We actually have assets, we have things that we do to help them get more clarity on their problems for free. So we're actually delivering some value up front. So we can't be salesy because we're not actually selling anything. So that's the second thing, serving versus selling. And then the final thing is that the fortune is in the follow-up, right? You have to follow up with people. You have to give that people a nudge, because people are busy. I hope this helped. I know some of you will probably have some questions or some thoughts, so drop them in the comments below, and I will do my best to read every single one and then reply to every single one. So please let me know what about this video resonated with you. Maybe what are some questions that you have or some things that aren't 100% clear, and I'll do my best to help you. My name is Matt Essam, and I'll see you again soon. So if you'd like to dig down into some of these strategies a little bit further, then click the link below and you can apply for my live workshop, where I will be showing you behind the scenes of what's working for other creative agencies and giving you a custom roadmap to grow your business.